Then we have another vignette from Alba Fire and Isla Dawn, and it appears they were clearly calling out the tag team champions, Chelsea Green and Piper Niven, and they are
Chelsea
coming
Green.
for those tag team titles that they have already proclaimed were cursed. But I feel like it belongs to them because if it's cursed, and hello, go be with your witch friends. You know what I mean?
Did you get Hocus Pocus vibes from this?
I mean, it fits, right? It fits their character into the time. I mean,
So
we're like
well.
2 weeks from Halloween. You know.
Oh yeah, 1000%.
Um. So I like that they are featuring them again because they were off TV after being on TV for like 2 weeks in a row and then they just went missing. So I am excited that they are returning. But then at the same time, it's like I hope that they're going to be used better, but I feel like we haven't really gotten any indication that that's what's going to happen because the women's tag division is still kind of disappointing. Like, as great as Chelsea and Piper are, this women's tag division hasn't really been elevated in any way. So, like,
Yeah. No,
like
you make
it's
the
like
point.
exciting because they're a legit tag team coming back, but it's like, is it going to really do anything? Because they're not even really doing anything with Chelsea and Piper as it is. So, like, how excited should we be? You know?
Do you think that they're not doing anything with them right now because they're a little nervous? I mean, a little nervous that something could happen. Like they're planning scared. Like you know.
I I know what you're saying, but I don't think that's what it is. I think that they like kind of felt forced to introduce the women's tag titles at the time that they did because there were quite a few like women's tag teams at that time. I mean, I think the Bellas were around or like were in and out at that time, but the Iconics, of course,
Iconic.
So um I feel like it's kind of one of those things like I was saying earlier. It felt like something that Vince introduced but didn't really have plans for. And I feel like they didn't really ever care about it because as I've said, one of the big issues that they have with the women's division is that they always want them to be individual single stars. They never like keep women together and have them be a tag team and that's just like who they are. Like you see, the Dudley boys, the Hardy boys, like for most of their career, they were attached to the hip and they had storied careers as tag teams before they broke off and did something else, but that's how they came into the business. That's how they were introduced to people. And so when you don't do that with the women, that's
Mhm.
why then it starts to feel like you're randomly putting them together and trying to force this tag team on people that's not legitimate, doesn't feel authentic, and it doesn't really elevate the division. And I feel like that's part of the problem. And you know, they then when they do have a couple tag teams like Alba and Isla, Kaden and Katana, like they're not used. They're off TV.
Yeah,
So it's
they are.
like I don't know what they're doing. I don't
Funny.
know that I don't think it's out of fear. I feel like it's literally like they just don't know what to do with the women's tag division. Because
That's
there's not
also a very
because there's not enough women tag teams.
no. I mean, at this point, you could the women's tag teams to elevate the division. You could argue that they could throw in Natalia and Deegan Knox
Mhm.
just to put a team in there, and which
Yeah.
is not the smart idea. Which they know that.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, so I think that's more of what it is, but